told me so.
Desserts aren't always right.
But they're so sweet.
Christian Arcand.
What makes you the authority, brah?
Christian and King.
I know what the goodies.
Welcome to the Goody Room.
Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN New Hampshire Radio. Streaming live on ESPNNewHampshireRadio.com.
So what? So what? So let's dance.
Now, here's Christian Arcand and Tom King.
Well, good afternoon. Christian and King, ESPN New Hampshire, streaming live on the ESPN Radio app and on ESPNNHradio.com. Nice to have you with us today. I'm Christian Arcand alongside Tom King. Hi, Tom.
Good, son.
Nice to see you, big guy. How was your weekend?
I could have done without those storms on Saturday night. I get scared.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
Yeah, I mean it's tough for me in my, in my current fat state,
Right.
to squeeze under the bed and hide,
I'd imagine it would be.
and so it's a little difficult,
We got a great show today.
especially when you get a call at 5:00. The phone rings.
Mm-hmm. 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
5:00 in the
Yeah.
afternoon. No, actually 4:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The landline rings,
Mhm.
which I barely answer. But
Right.
this time I said, well, let me see what this is all about. And I pick it up, and it's a recording from the city of Nashua
Oh, yeah.
for
Watch
a
out.
tornado warning,
Tornadoes, yeah.
telling you to take cover
Mhm.
until 5:15.
Did you take cover in the pool?
I told you, it was a tough squeeze under that bed. I've got scars on my side and everything.
Well, I'm glad you survived.
It's awful. It's awful.
Can't say the same for the Patriots. As they went out there,
Whoa.
laid a pretty serious egg in Miami in the second half yesterday.
Whoa.
We'll have lots to talk about there. The Ray Rice video, of course, released this morning, and the fallout from that, which is going to be real loud and real in your face for the next, I don't know, until something more happens here. We'll certainly talk about that as well. We got Coach Mack, UNH, jumping on with us at 105 to preview their upcoming home opener up at McCall Stadium against Lehigh. And at 2:05, Tom King, we have a major announcement to make.
Yeah, that I went 0 for 5 in the
Yes.
in the football.
That Tom
thing.
King is off to a terrible start
Oh.
picking football games.
Oh my God!
I guess we just ruined the announcement. So we'll make another announcement at 2:05 that's even bigger. How about that?
All right. Is it even bigger than that?
Even bigger.
What could be bigger than that?
I don't know. But I'll tell you what, it's big. Big and round.
Well, those chips look good. What are those? Harvest cheddar?
Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. They are delicious. I'll tell you what. Better than your Fritos, that's for sure.
Oh, and you got a pickle too.
I did.
Oh,
I cannot wait to eat it.
oh boy.
Anyways, that's going to be our show today. We have
the pickle and the
lots of.
chips.
Shut up, Tom, about my lunch. We have a lot
lunch
of football
is
to
the show.
discuss.
Should do a show about that lunch. That
We
lunch
really
looks
shouldn't
good.
actually,
I think
because
that
there's some
lunch
real
looks-
news going on
I
right
think
now
That lunch looks really good.
that people probably want to hear us talk about. Instead of the fact that it rained on Saturday and you like pickles. We all know that already.
And I like Harvest cheddar, sun, whatever they are, chips. Those are good. Wow. Maybe the Patriots needed to eat more of those.
Probably.
You know what? Yesterday's NFL games showed
Yes.
that besides the fact that it's tough to play at 1 because you miss lunch, football games are a two-half deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how many games I saw where the team that was way up.
How about Pittsburgh?
How about Denver?
How about
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
You got to play. It's
Got to play all 60 minutes of the
Yeah,
game.
you got to play all 60 minutes. Exactly.
All four
Yeah.
quarters, both halves.
Yeah, and you got to coach.
Got to be better on offense, defense, and special teams.
Got to coach better. Got to play better. Got to practice better.
That's all we got from him after this one. That's all I was expecting.
That's all I was going to get. Yeah, exactly.
And, man, I'll tell you what. After a pretty promising first half, first quarter, second quarter even, I mean, they left a couple opportunities out there, and Tom Brady said as much after the game. Couple of bad penalties, a couple of scoring opportunities that sort of went by the wayside. That second half was about as bad of a half as I've seen this Patriots team play in the Belichick-Brady era, honestly. I mean, that was pathetic. They were pathetic. That offensive line was pathetic. Vince Wilfork was pathetic. They were awful. I mean,
here's
what
in
the trenches they got.
Here's
owned.
what the Patriots looked like yesterday. Slow.
Yeah, they did look slow. Slow and weak.
Slow.
They were getting manhandled.
They were supposed to be younger and faster. On both sides of the ball, on the line of scrimmage, they looked slow.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign. Because you can't there's some things you can't reverse. Look at me.
Right.
You know, old and slow doesn't work in the NFL.
No, it doesn't.
You know? And young and slow is even worse because then you go,
'Cause then there's no
Then
experience
there's
to
no,
fall back
exactly.
on. Yeah.
There's no, you know.
No old man tricks to try and
No, I know it.
like
And
holding up under the
this-
armpit
this
so
is
he
that-
can't
this
get away.
was-
They don't know those tricks. They're too young.
This is This was surprising. I mean, I thought 20-10. They're up 20-10. You know, they're gonna. You know, Miami's doing what most AFC teams do. They're shooting themselves in the foot against the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback has about the accuracy, as I wrote today, of a once a year golfer on every tee. You know, he was off. You know, looked awful in terms of accuracy. Tannehill, that is. And all of a sudden, what happened? You know, what happened? Miami went to the ground game.
Yeah.
And they exposed. They found some things at halftime. They discovered something that they were able to make the adjustments with after discussing it with whoever was their eyes in the sky. And whatever adjustments they made really, really worked so they could control the line of scrimmage.
Mhm.
And that's what they did.
Yeah. It was astounding to watch Vince Wilfork with only one guy to block him.
There's a reason why Vince Wilfork's
He looks
job.
finished.
There's a reason why his job was in jeopardy. You know? The best he can do now is just take up space on the line and take up two blockers.
How bad was Tommy Kelly in the preseason that they cut him? You know, I mean, you got Wilfork out there with Volano and Jones and Saliga, and none of them looked any better than the other one.
Saliga because he was hurt most.
Didn't
of the
Saliga come in for a couple? I thought I saw him. Or
well,
maybe
yeah,
I saw him-
yesterday he did, but I mean during the preseason he wasn't out there.
Oh yeah, fine, but
Yeah.
whatever. He made the team.
Yeah.
And you know, you see him out there, Jones, Saliga, Wilfork, and Volano, and even Easley a couple of times, and it didn't matter who was out there.
Right.
Every single one of them was getting pushed back in single, no double teams, just boom, blocked.
Oh yeah.
No Sean Moreno just went, and there was that one play when Wilfork missed him. He had him in the backfield.
Oh,
all lined
awful.
up. That was
Turned out to be a touchdown, didn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just sad.
Wilfork just dove and missed him. You know?
Yeah.
No, this was not good.
You almost wonder how did he make the team? You know, I mean, if this is what we're going to be getting from him, and last year he didn't look great either. Up before he got injured,
No.
you know, he wasn't making plays.
What Patriot fans have to realize, of course, there's all the fallout from Logan Mankins saying, "Oh, it's all you heard." Oh, they don't have Logan Mankins. This is what happened. You know,
Right.
a little bit. But you have to understand.
I don't
is
buy
it's-
that, first of all,
No,
but
you
yeah.
got to turn the page.
Right.
You know, you got to turn the page.
I don't buy the idea that if Logan Mankins was out there, then Brady would have been, standing upright, slinging it all over the
Logan
place.
Mankins gave up 11.5 sacks last year, or
Yeah, he
whatever
did.
it was. You know, so look,
And
they-
also, most of those
but-
guys were coming off the edge.
but
Mankins is a guard.
there was definitely some cohesion problems with that offensive line.
Big time.
There's no doubt about it. I think they missed Skarnecchia more than they missed Mankins.
You could be right there.
You know,
Very much so. Because I'll tell you what, third down in the second half, 4-man rush every time.
Mhm.
Every time they got to Brady. 5-on-4. I mean, that's what it is. The offensive line, there are 5 guys. There were 4 people rushing, and they got to Brady every single time. And the times they didn't get to Brady, he threw some crap pass that landed in the sod somewhere out in the middle of the field.
Well, he was hurrying.
Yeah.
He was hurried. So we'll have to see how this all falls out. We'll have to see what they do during the course of the week. Football. This was a classic example, I think, where football there's a football coach a former football coach at Londonderry High School, long time, very successful coach, Tom Sawyer, and always said, football comes down to 2 things: blocking and tackling.
Tom
That's what it
Sawyer?
is. That's his name.
Really?
Blocking and tackling. He went to my high school.
He did?
Yeah.
Christian Brothers?
Yes. Yep. He did. He's an alum.
Was he a modern-day warrior with a mean stride?
No, he wasn't.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, he was a short guy with curly hair who could really get fired up.
He had curly hair?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That matches with Mark Twain.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Did he have a
little
friend named Huck who used to
No.
skin cats and say racist stuff all
bit.
the time?
No, he didn't.
No? Okay.
No. So, but he was a hell of a football coach. He retired a few years ago. Well, a while ago.
Gotcha.
And he used to say, blocking and tackling. You know, blocking and tackling. And that was a classic example, blocking and tackling.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that phone, Mr. X is calling up.
Well, that didn't take long.
No, that sure didn't.
I had a feeling we'd hear from him today.
So did I.
And you know what? If he's going to go on a big Tom Brady rant, I'm not going to stop him. I thought Tom Brady, aside from a couple of passes in the first half, played terribly.
Take it away, Mr. X.
So let's preface it with that. Mr. X joins the show. Hello, Mr. X. How are you?
Mr. X loves a good train wreck, and I got to tell you, yesterday was one of the best he's ever seen.
Pretty bad.
Okay?
Go
What
ahead.
happened about the smartest guy in football, Bill Belichick? The smartest guy in the room, year in, year out. He doesn't need Logan Mankins. Nah. He doesn't need Welker. Nah. The smartest guy in the room. What a disgrace.
A
And
disgrace.
Tom, when are you going to write a column one of these days
Yes.
about your hero, Brady, about his passes being all overthrown, high passes? He looked like an old man yesterday. He looked like Joe Namath.
He looked like me. He looked like
Hello?
me. Yeah, he looked
We're
like
here.
me.
I thought you
We're
were still
here.
going, yeah.
Okay,
We're
so
here.
I'm all done. It's
All
your
right.
turn.
Old
Our
and
turn?
slow. The whole team. Old and slow. They looked old and slow. And they had
Yeah.
young guys that looked old and slow. That's the scary part.
Yeah, when you have young guys
You
that
have
look
young
old
guys that
and
look
slow,
slow,
that's
that's difficult.
certainly a bad look there.
Yep.
I'll say this about Tom Brady. He was getting hurried. He was getting hit a lot in the second half, and that wasn't necessarily his fault. But you're a veteran, championship-winning, record-breaking quarterback. He had time. He had throws there. There were a couple of times, not many, but there were a couple of times where he had plenty of time to throw the ball and just was airmailing them. He had Edelman wide open a couple of times, missed him.
Yeah, we've seen
Had
that
guys.
We've seen that before. from
Well,
him.
that's not a good. I mean, that's
Yeah,
not a good
we've seen
trend.
that-
That's
we've
trending
seen
in the
that
wrong
before.
direction. Mr. X, thanks for the call.
We've seen that before.
603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. Mr. X, that was sort of a half-assed Mr. X phone call.
Well, I don't think Mankins,
I was expecting him to give us a
I
little
don't
more
think
than
Mankins
that.
or Welker would have made much of a difference.
Yeah,
after
Welker.
that.
What the hell's Welker
Well,
gonna
he
do?
just thinks
Other than take Molly at the Kentucky Derby and miss 4 games.
Edelman is one of the best receivers in football after the catch.
Yeah.
It's just getting him the ball. It was the difficult part.
And there was a great pass to Edelman in the first half, over the top, and Edelman made a great catch.
Look.
And I was sitting there thinking, wow, Brady looks so much better than Tannehill, and Tannehill didn't even play a great game. Tannehill's passes were all over the place.
running game.
Yeah.
That's what does it. If you could run the football in the NFL, you're golden.
The fact
You
that
know why?
Why?
It makes everything else better.
It does.
It makes your offense better because you're able to be multidimensional. So it makes your quarterback better because he, A, looks like a game manager, and B, is able to play action pass and doesn't have to drop back as much. And when he does drop back, he's going to have plenty of protection because the defense isn't coming after him.
Right.
All right, because they're worried about the run. All right, that's number one. 2, it makes your defense better because it's off the field more. It's not as tired. When you run the football, you control the clock.
But here's the thing. They came into the second half down 10 and ran their way back into the
Well,
game.
they got a turnover too, didn't they?
Yeah, but still, I mean, like, when
Right.
you're down 10, usually you got to pass to get back in the game.
But here's the
They
thing.
got back in the game running the ball,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Patriots couldn't stop them.
But when you see the numbers and if you analyze just the numbers, if you didn't look at the game or watch the game, and you analyze the numbers, you see Tom Brady dropping back 56 times.
Yeah.
That's not good.
29 for 56.
That's not good for any NFL quarterback.
No.
You don't want to do that. Now I don't know what Manning was last night. I don't know what his numbers were in terms of dropbacks and how many attempts he made.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, but 56 times, that's not good.
It's a lot of dropbacks for a team that was up by 10 at the half. Some might even say a little too much.
That's not good at all.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning was 22 for 36. He
All
threw
right.
20 fewer passes
20
than
fewer
Tom Brady
passes,
yesterday.
right? From a guy who's basically the team in Denver.
On the other hand, they were up 24-7. 24-7 was the score. They were up 24-7 at the half, so they were trying to run the ball out in the second half, and it showed. First of all, it was a bad idea, bad plan to do that, bad overall job
But
by
they don't-
Fox in
they
the second
missed- I
half
think they
there.
missed Moreno.
Yeah, and they also missed Moreno. Monte Ball is no Sean Moreno.
No, I mean everybody was saying he was, but I don't think he is. But I mean this is 56 times. You don't want to see that next week against Minnesota.
No, bad play
You
calling.
don't.
How about Bill Belichick getting outcoached by Joe Philbin?
It happened.
You know, I mean that's about as badly as it can happen. You're up 20-10 at the half. Okay, Bill Belichick doesn't piddle away leads like that and then lose by double digits, but he did, and it's because he got outcoached by Philbin. And it wasn't just that. I mean, Brady didn't play well. The offensive line didn't play well. The defensive line didn't play well. Darrelle Revis didn't play particularly well, I didn't think. Mike Wallace scorched him a few times, including that one play that should have been a touchdown, but Wallace couldn't keep his feet in. You remember that?
Nobody played well.
No.
Nobody played well.
I don't know who you look at and say they did well.
Nobody.
Edelman or Vereen, maybe those two.
Maybe Gostkowski.
And maybe Gostkowski. Yeah, maybe him.
You know, he hit a couple field goals from long distance.
Other than that, I mean, yeah, you're looking at a team-wide meltdown, and that's what that was. That was a train wreck and a meltdown, exactly as Mr. X just so eloquently put it. And there's really not much else you can say. It was tough to watch, and you look at that and you think, man, coming into this season, everyone's talking about finally Patriots have a defense they can hang their hat on. And part of it was because Mayo will be back, and part of it was because Wilfork will be back. Mayo looked okay. Wilfork looked horrible. And really, I mean, I didn't see much there to get me thinking that this team will have much of a chance against, say, Adrian Peterson next weekend.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
I know, and that's usually how this works.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
No, Sean Moreno does that to you. Adrian Peterson, I feel like, could do something a lot worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Then again, he doesn't have the same guys blocking for him, different coach, different everything else. I understand, okay? But, I mean, Vikings looked pretty good whooping up on the Rams yesterday,
they played
too.
a team yesterday to have a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's kind of tough to win in the NFL when you don't have a quarterback.
That is difficult, I'd imagine.
You know? So, I mean, they were able to
tough
do
for the
whatever they
Patriots,
wanted.
and they do have a quarterback, but he played badly. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean, and look, he admitted it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's no excuses here. There were no excuses made here. They all played poorly, and they were just blown away in the second. I've never seen them get blown away like that in the second half. I've seen them have meltdowns over a 5 to 8 minute period.
Yeah, for a couple drives or something.
You know, I mean, that's happened down in Miami with them before. But this was just whoa.
Yeah.
You know,
it was alarming.
It was you know, it was alarming given who it was against and where it was and how things had looked early on. You know, they even had a special teams meltdown early, the block punt.
Yes.
You know?
They did.
Led to a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, you expect sloppiness and you expect timing's not there and you expect a lot of different things to go, you know, to not be perfect because you're not playing first team go get 'em type football in the regular, you know, you're not playing that kind of football in the preseason.
Yeah.
So you expect some of the rust and some things to not look good. And I expected things like Gronkowski did yesterday when he's still going on the pattern and Brady thought he was going to stop. That's going to happen, especially if he hadn't played in a while.
Right.
You know, I expect that kind of stuff. But when you go, but just think if you're an NFL player, because basically, when the schedule comes out, yeah, you're looking at film. You're looking at film early on, and you're preparing a lot of times for that one game.
Yeah.
For 6 months. You know, we're talking, you know, May, June, July, August. Well, 4 months.
Right.
May, June, July, August. You're preparing. You know, I bet Brady spent time on Miami almost every day for a little snippet of every day during that course of time, during that time that he was working, that they were together and everything else, and the coaching staff, everything. And to have this happen,
yeah,
yikes,
pretty bad. Here it is by the numbers. This is from the ESPN research notes from ESPN Stats and Information. Tom Brady pressured, under duress, hit while throwing, or sacked on 13 of 37 dropbacks in the second half. That's 35%.
That's all?
Brady was pressured on 21% of dropbacks last year, fourth lowest in the league. Noshan Moreno had 134 rush yards, most by a Dolphins rusher in a season opener since Lamar Smith in 2000, most by a Dolphins rusher versus the Patriots since Lamar Smith in 2001. Noshan Moreno had 24 rushes for 134 yards, including 50 yards after contact. Patriots have allowed at least 50 rush yards after contact in a game to 3 players in the last 3 seasons. 2 of them were Noshan Moreno. Tom Brady, 4 of 12 for 40 yards and a touchdown, targeting Gronk, tied for the second lowest completion percentage targeting Gronkowski in his career. Tom Brady, 2 of 18 for 65 yards on throws that were at least 15 yards downfield. Brady missed over or underthrown passes on 11 of his 18 attempts. Brady missed on 41% of deep throws last year. He was 0 for 12 in the second half on throws at least 15 yards downfield. His 16 incompletions on throws at least 15 yards downfield is the most by a quarterback in a game since the start of 2006. It was the worst deep ball throwing game that he's had, that anyone's ever had since 06. Tom Brady was pressured 16 times on Sunday, second most times he's been pressured since 06. On average, Brady has been pressured under 6 times a game during this time frame. No quarterback was pressured more often than Brady yesterday. Tom Brady connected with Gronkowski for the 6-yard touchdown. His red zone QB rating with Gronkowski last year was 84.7, which would have tied for third. His red zone rating without Gronk last year was 59.3, which would have tied for 24th.
But isn't it amazing, though? I mean, he fired a red zone pass to Gronkowski, get the spike, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Seemed like good times.
Yeah.
Everything just seemed like it was rolling along.
Good times, great oldies.
I know.
I know. Gronkowski on the field for fewer than 2/3 of the Pats' offensive snaps in each of his first 3 games last season after returning from injury. Dolphins have 3 turnovers. The Patriots won 61 regular season games in which the opponents had 3 or more turnovers. Last loss was 2001 to the Rams in Week 10. So in a game where they get 3 turnovers for their opponent, they had won 61 straight regular season games. That was snapped. And Tom Brady had a total QB rating of 32.2, his 4th lowest in a divisional game since the start of 2010. Brady has posted a total QB rating under 44 times in divisional games, and they've all been in the last 2 seasons.
Just saw a replay of that Moreno TD run where you dropped the ball after he broke the plane.
Right.
Wilfork missed him in the backfield. The other alarming thing on that play was the goal line. He crushed McCourty.
Yes,
the goal line.
he did.
Crushed him.
Horrible tackling.
Crushed him. Oh, they didn't. Yeah, block. Tell you, blocking and tackling.
Yeah,
that's it. That's what it was all about yesterday.
Moreno was shedding tackles like they were nothing.
Oh yeah,
from the linebackers, from the secondary, from everybody. It was awful.
Blocking and tackling.
603-883-9900. Your phone number 883-9900. You can call in, text in at 50352. Christian and King here. We're going to keep going on the Patriots. But when we come back, the Ray Rice video has been released this morning, and we both have some thoughts on that. So we will come back with those right here, right after this. It's Christian and King, ESPN New Hampshire, streaming live on ESPNNHradio.com.
Montgomery with NFL Network now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Every Sunday during the NFL season, NFL Network gives you a lineup of shows providing all of the news, analysis, and highlights fans crave. At 7 a.m., start each Sunday with NFL Game Day First, the first NFL pregame show on the air. At 9, it's NFL Game Day Morning, the most comprehensive pregame show on television, taking you right up to kickoff. At 1 p.m., it's time for NFL Game Day Live, the only show that delivers in-progress highlights of all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. At 7:30 p.m., a recap of the day's action with highlights, post-game press conferences, and commentary on NFL Game Day highlights. Then at 11:30, NFL Game Day Final provides the final word on Sunday's action. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
At the Home Depot, buy 1 or more pallets of GAF Royal Sovereign 3-tab shingles and save up to 20%. Let's raise the roof, but lower the cost with bulk pricing on GAF, America's #1 shingle, featuring advanced protection technology. This is worth shouting from the rooftops. Let's do this. Up to 20% off 1 or more pallets of select GAF shingles. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Valid through September 17th, U.S. only. See store for details.
It's the most advanced technology available. Engineered with over 200 million sensory receptors. Its all-terrain design is beautifully formed, weather-resistant, reliable, astonishingly high performance in even the most challenging of circumstances. And it is also the finest search technology in the world. There's nothing else quite like a search dog. Be part of the search. Go to searchdogfoundation.org to see how you can help.
CSA Graphics offers the best screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items in the area. Everything is done in-house, which allows CSA to make just one or thousands of items. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or uniforms, CSA will increase your brand awareness and get the word out about your company. CSA Graphics considers customer service their top priority. Gary and his staff work directly with you to create your printed version in the most efficient and affordable manner possible.
Call CSA Graphics at 978-577-6427 or visit CSAGFX.com.
What is normal? At Mobile One, our normal is 200 miles per hour. 3 hours in traffic. Our normal is 500 degrees and 40 below. We test our synthetic motor oils in some of the most extreme conditions you could encounter, because our normal is anything but. Mobile One. Keep your engine running like new. Learn more about our product development at mobileone.us/ournormal.
Grillers.
Johnsonville Grillers.
Yep, Johnsonville Grillers. No tailgate is complete without some Johnsonville Grillers on the grill. It's right there in the name. How could I forget that? Thick, juicy, gourmet patties made with only premium cuts of pork. They're way better than ordinary burgers, and they come in flavors like cheddar and bacon and Swiss and mushroom.
I was going to say that, and you know what? You're missing something else.
What's that?
You're not wearing pants.
Again? Johnsonville. Serve with pride since 1945.
Attention homeowners. I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I have some important information for you regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and more than 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. And Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. If you weren't HARP eligible in the past, new guidelines could mean that now you are. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. It's simple and easy. And for 4 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance costs. For cost information, equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
UNH Wildcats football is back. Season tickets are on sale now at UNHWildcats.com or 603-862-4000. Check out the all-new special pricing for UNH alumni, parents, kids, military, and more. For the first time ever, new game times including night football at Cal Stadium. Lock in your great seats now for UNH Wildcats football at 603-862-4000 or UNHWildcats.com. The lights go on September 13th.
Hey, it's Scott Van Pelt. You're tuned to New Hampshire's home for sports, ESPN New Hampshire.
Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Patriots fell to the Dolphins in their season opener in Miami yesterday, 33-20 your final score. The Pats led 20-10 at the half in this one. Tom Brady didn't have anything positive to take away from it.
There wasn't much positive, from the quarterback position, the receiver position, the tight end position, the running back position. None of us can play like that and expect to win. So all of us have to go out and do a much better job than we did today. Take the coaching, understand what we need to do better, and then go out and execute next week.
Brady finished the day 29 of 56 passing for 249 yards and a touchdown. During the game, he passed Warren Moon for 6th on the all-time passing list. No Sean Moreno, the big star for the Dolphins. He rushed for 134 yards and a big fourth-quarter touchdown. Pats will look to even the score this Sunday when they take on the Vikings in Minnesota. Pats start the year 0-1 with every other AFC East team winning. That puts them in last place for the first time since Tom Brady became the starter. In other NFL news, a video released this morning shows Ray Rice punching his fiancée in the face, knocking her unconscious. The NFL is claiming they have not seen the tape. The Red Sox fell to the Jays yesterday at Fenway, 3-1 your final score. R.A. Dickey outdueled Ruby De La Rosa. Sox back at it tonight when they welcome in the Baltimore Orioles. I'm Christian Arcand. The Sports Center is brought to you by Bud Light. It's Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time.
Local sports talk for the New Hampshire sports fan. This is ESPN New Hampshire. Christian and King.
What did your wife say to you in final words of encouragement before you took the field?
Oh, she always wishes me luck, and she always just says, go out there and do your job, man. And that's one thing on the football field is that, it is my job, but this is the way I get to take care of my family.
Back here on Christian and King, 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. You text in 50352. Christian Arcand, that's Tom King. What you just heard there was Sal Paolantonio interviewing Ray Rice before he took the field in a preseason game, Ravens preseason game. In case you missed the opening question there, I'll play it again.
What did your wife say to you in final words of encouragement before you took the field?
That looks good now today, doesn't it, Tom? Boy. That looks better, doesn't it? In case you missed it.
There's a lot of questions. Lots of questions.
Lots of questions. Video was released this morning. The first half of the Ray Rice elevator video. Of course, we all saw the second half, in which Rice was dragging his unconscious fiancée through the elevator doors.
Right. Okay.
Sort of haphazardly. And in this video we saw this morning, Tom, you want to describe? You want me to?
Well, he's arguing with her, and she pushes him away or something. She walks away. He spits at her.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets in and she just shakes her head and gets in the elevator. And then it went by pretty quickly, but he popped her.
Yep.
You know?
In the elevator, it was quick, but the way it all went down basically is she goes in, she goes over to the buttons.
Right. She pushes the buttons.
And he reaches over and she sort of
pushes him away.
Grabs
right?
his hand away.
Right.
And says, "Get away."
Right.
It looks like he spits at her again. She turns, he slaps her. Then she charges at him.
Right.
And he drops her with the left the left cross.
Mm-hmm.
Catches her flush right on the side of the head. Yeah, see, she
Showing
goes
it
to the
now.
buttons.
Yep.
And then she pushes him away. There's one hit there.
Right.
And then boom, there's the
Boom,
knockout
there's
hit
the
right
knockout
there.
right there, boy.
She goes down. She hits her face against the rail of the elevator on the handrail and just sort of collapses into a heap. Ray Rice's reaction to it is, I think, probably the most chilling part.
Yeah.
He doesn't check to see if she's okay. He doesn't check to see if she's alive. Doesn't really do anything. He just sort of stands there, and then when the doors open and he sees the security guy, he drags her out.
Right.
And then just sort of leaves her there on the ground. It looks like the behavior of a psychopath. Like, that's what it looks like to me, or a sociopath, or something like that. Someone who just has no remorse, doesn't feel bad about it.
It looks like one of those hitmen in one of those movies.
Kind of, yeah. That's
it does, doesn't it?
Sort of what it looks like.
Like in 24.
Right.
Where they don't care. you
Right.
know?
Like he's just there to take out this person, and then he
And that's
leaves
it.
and, adjusts his
Right.
tie, and he goes back
Right,
to whatever
exactly.
he does.
Yeah, no, it was- so now the questions are.
A lot of questions.
Who had this video? All right.
Mm-hmm.
And, here's an interesting fact. I think that hotel that it's in,
they closed.
They're not around. So I wonder how difficult it was to get a hold of that video. I wonder. They had the second half. Who had the first half? Who had it? All right. Did the prosecution see it? Now, the reason he was given...
The police must have seen it.
The reason he was given the...
Makes you wonder what a guy has to do in Atlantic City to get thrown in jail for punching a girl out.
Oh, that's right. It was in Atlantic City. What hotel was that?
I forget
Was
what
it
it's called.
Showboat?
No, it's a
'Cause they
hotel
closed.
that just closed.
Well, they had a lot of them just closed recently. So
I don't...
All right. So maybe it was the Revolve. But what the deal is the light, he got the sentence he got in terms of going to class or whatever, training or whatever they make him do. They did that. I guess that's a standard for first offenders in that area. I don't know. I think it is. So, but the question is, excuse me.
It was the Ravel Hotel.
Ravel, yeah, I was right. It was Ravel.
Yeah.
Ravel just closed, I believe, last week or is closing today. Or
No, I think
tomorrow.
they had their big closing party like last week.
Oh, did they?
Something,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and that's a nice hotel. All right. So now, who had the video? Prosecution, evidently, you think they must have seen it. So the NFL, from what you say, I haven't heard anything but what the NFL said. The NFL says they never saw that video.
Right.
There's no reason for the NFL. I mean, the NFL's not going to lie about that.
Yes, they are.
I don't think they are.
Yes, they are.
They're going to get
if
caught.
they saw the video,
Because if they get caught
and figured it would never surface and that it was all locked down, and then they
I-
can say we're giving them 2 games. We saw, and
I
that's
don't,
that.
I don't think they're going to lie about
and now
that.
that the video's out, you don't
No.
think they'd lie about it?
No, I don't.
Are
I
you
don't.
kidding?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because one, if they saw that video, I don't think he would have gotten 2 games.
All right, well, here's the thing. There's 3 possible explanations for all of this
Right.
because there was plenty of stuff that came out right after the 2-game suspension came
See,
down
the
that
NFL
implied that the NFL had seen the video.
If the NFL lies about it, they're going to be roasted. It's
You're
going
right.
to make them look worse.
You're right.
They can't be that stupid.
Peter King, back in July, said this.
Right.
There's one thing I did not write or refer to, and that is the other videotape the NFL and some Ravens officials have seen
Right.
from the security camera inside the elevator, at the
right.
time of the physical altercation.
Right.
Who knows more about what's going on with Goodell than Peter King? Okay, and that's one. Chris Mortensen in July also said,
Right.
We saw the TMZ video of what happened outside when he dragged her unconscious, but inside, I'm told from those who have seen the video, it wasn't pretty. In fact, she attacks him. We don't know the reason why. He strikes her hard, and her head, according to the sources I've spoken to, struck the rail inside the
So
elevator, and she was
Mortensen
unconscious.
says that already.
That's what he said back in July.
All right.
Jane McManus today said, and she's from ESPN too, I was told NFL had access to the same evidence the police did when
Right.
evaluating a 2-game suspension.
Right. So what is the NFL saying about all that?
The NFL, well, here's now the
I want to
evidence,
hear
by the way, back
I want
in
to hear
July.
their statement.
Outwardly, the NFL, okay, the video is out. The NFL and the Ravens are reversing course. Chris Mortensen reports that the NFL says Ray Rice's video was not made available to them despite requests to law enforcement. Nothing on whether the NFL had an account of what happened. Aiello, I guess,
Greg Aiello,
Greg Aiello said we requested from law enforcement and all information about the incident, including the video from inside the elevator. That video was not made available to us, and no one in our office had seen it until today. Ravens officials had not seen this Rice video prior to today, but said that Rice had described the actions in detail and did not sugarcoat it. So while the actual footage today was news to the Ravens visually, the description Rice gave them was in line with the video that was displayed. So
Okay.
3 things could have happened here. The first is that all the reporters who said the NFL had seen the video are lying, okay? So that seems unlikely because it's all the same lie.
The reporters aren't lying. They were given information wrong.
Right, and that's the second one.
So-
The second possibility is the
Right.
NFL was lying to all of their reporters about having seen the video, and who knows why they would lie and say that they have seen it when they hadn't. And the third is that the NFL is lying now. That's pretty much it. And that's from Deadspin.
Here's
so
what
there you go.
here's what I'm thinking happened. I'm thinking the NFL sources that they had, who weren't directly handling the case, assumed that law enforcement gave the NFL that video. All right? That's a possible explanation here, because it's a very easy assumption to make.
I suppose.
Oh yeah, we requested all the information. All right, requesting it and getting it are two different things. So now the question, I mean, there's lots of questions. All right, they requested the information. Why weren't they given it?
Right.
Okay, if they requested it, why weren't they given it if they weren't? All right, that's one.
Right.
The other question is, if they did request it and were given it, why didn't they see it or admit to seeing it? Or because no one from the NFL has come out and said we saw back when Roger Goodell made the ruling that we saw that video. No one said that. Okay. The thing is why would you make a ruling when you hadn't seen the video? Okay, well, I mean, if you're going to
That's
make
exactly what I'm
if
thinking.
you're going to make a ruling on this, why don't you wait until you get all the information?
Yeah, instead of handing out a 2-game suspension and then
Yeah.
saying, "Yep, all set here, all done, we're good."
Right,
If you haven't
exactly.
seen the video and you're only giving them two games,
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, I mean,
Goodell should get fired for that.
Well, because you know
That's
because
pathetic.
eventually that video's out there, it's going to come out.
You think the second half of the video is out, but no one's ever going to see the first half? And even if so, how does TMZ get the video before the NFL does? Dan Patrick was just saying that. What, TMZ has access to this sort of thing? But the NFL, and by the way, an employee from the hotel said that the NFL saw exactly the same things that the police saw. And you think the employee from the hotel is a reason to lie about that? Why would he lie?
Everybody's saying all that. So it's why Aiello is saying that is beyond me.
Cover his ass, probably. That's what
No,
it seems like to me.
I don't know. You know? I mean, that's. I mean, you can't lie about that. Somebody's going to lose their job in the NFL over this.
The NFL lied at some point here. I don't think there's any way to say they didn't.
I don't know.
Something at some point, somewhere along the line, they screwed this up. Now, one of two things happened. Either Roger Goodell saw this video.
It's just all common. How people who make all this money can't follow common sense is beyond me.
$44 million Roger Goodell gets paid, and that means one of two things happened. He either saw the video and thought 2 games was good for what we all saw.
You can't think
Or
that.
he didn't see the video and thought 2 games is good and it'll be over with no matter the video comes out or not. And that's even dumber, honestly.
Yeah, not good.
And either way, I think he probably deserves to lose his job.
Here's the other thing. If Rice described what happened in the video
to the Ravens,
and the Ravens are saying it's pretty, Rice.
Yeah,
Rice
that's what he told us.
Rice didn't hide it, right? Then
they're just as bad too.
Well, if that's the case, then why did he only get 2 games? If what he described is,
Yeah.
It seems as though Goodell made that. And then you got the NFL going back with this new domestic violence policy and everything else. That was a red flag right there.
It was. I was naive
Something
enough
really-
to believe that it was maybe a good
something
thing.
really
but no.
it was a PR move.
It was.
And I think the NFL knew
And
this
not
was,
the good kind.
And I think the NFL knew this video was coming out.
Well,
this week. I think they had to.
Too little, too late.
Well, the thing is what do they do now?
Because now if they want to retroactively punish him,
the union will go nuts.
Then again, they can let the union go nuts. Say, hey, you want to look like the good guys here coming to the rescue of Ray Rice? Go, be my guest. You know what? Yeah, we're not going to do it anymore. You know, you want to defend Ray Rice and you want to take that PR hit yourselves, go ahead. We're going to do what we should have done a long time ago. And I could even see a little bit of nobility in that, but they screwed this up so badly that even that is too little, too late.
This is unbelievable how they
horrible.
This is unbelievable how this can be screwed up. Like
And
this.
how about now them parading that woman out there to say, "Oh, I'm sorry about my part in this," and having her sit there next to him and explain. I mean, just all of that. And Palantonio saying, "What were the words of encouragement that your wife get?" Oh my God, it makes your stomach turn.
This is all. It's all
sickening.
It's just all common sense, isn't it?
You'd think.
Isn't it all common sense?
$44 million Roger Goodell gets paid.
How do you flunk the common sense test?
Great question.
That's why there's got to be. I always think this. There's got to be more.
What else is there? We saw the whole video.
I know. There's got to be more.
Whole video's there.
Somebody must have said something to Goodell and said, "No, you can't do this because." And he said, who knows? I don't get it.
And I also got to wonder.
I don't get it.
What the hell does it take for a guy to do a little jail time in Atlantic City these days?
Well, that's
Boardwalk Empire was on last night. They locked kids up for doing a lot worse than that back in the 20s. Come on.
That's obviously, well, was it in the 20s or was that looked like the 1800s when they went back in time?
Yeah,
but
right. Yeah.
But I mean, this was. See, you threw me off now. This was
all that Nucky Thompson action.
I
know.
Yeah, I know. This was, this just seems. Well, the Atlantic City thing, that I don't know what the laws are in New Jersey or whatever, but that illegally explained was that he got what first offenders always get.
Right.
Regardless of the situation. Now, whether that's a good law or not, that's another debate. All right? That's a whole other debate.
I can't believe they looked at that video and thought, yeah, first offense, that's okay.
That's a whole
that's sickening too.
But why is that law in place then? That's the problem with it. That's a whole other debate. So, but the NFL, I'm thinking the NFL went with what the laws were. And that's why Goodell did what he did, figuring he didn't need all the information. The Jersey's doing this. This is what it is. First offender, he's taking the class, so we'll give him 2 games.
Horrible.
It's not, it just seems like they needed to do more and a lot more. And the fact that this video comes out.
And it's not like this just sort of breezed over. I mean, there was a major outcry when this first happened.
Oh, I know.
And they said, no. We know what we're doing here. Everything's fine. Now this comes out, well, we didn't know. I mean, really?
Yeah, I know. No,
that's
the NFL looks
horrendous.
They
look really incompetent.
We talked about how the NFL had a bad offseason.
Yeah.
Now I got a bad season.
Now I got a bad season going. We're going to take a break here. We have a lot of notes from the Kingdom to get to. Catch you up on everything that happened in Friday Night Lights. Week 1 here in New Hampshire. We'll get back to Ray Rice. We'll get back to the Patriots and all of those things. We'll talk with Coach Mack. We got a lot of football to discuss here and a lot of off-the-field stuff as well, unfortunately. But we're going to take a break from that, get you caught up on everything that happened over the weekend in New Hampshire with notes from the Kingdom next.
Celebrate the sub that started the toasted sub revolution. Right now, get into Quiznos for a small classic Italian for just $2.99. After over 30 years, Quiznos is still toasting up flavor. And to celebrate, we're offering a special price on the sub that started it all. Our famous classic Italian. Just $2.99 for a small sub featuring capicola, salami, ham, pepperoni, every day, all day in July and August.
Quiznos, 290 Main Street in Nashua. Toasty.
Lease examples are 24 or 36 months with 10,000 miles a year with 3,000 cash or trade equity down. Administration tax, title, and destination charges are not included. Must qualify for all incentives. All rebates to dealers. See dealer for detail.
Bonneville & Son says 4x4 season is in full swing and 0 for 60-month financing back on select vehicles. Get red-hot deals on America's favorite 4x4s during the Jeep Celebration event at Bonneville & Son Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Enjoy the feel of crisp fall days with a loaded 2014 Jeep Cherokee Sport 4x4 for just $169 a month. Drive a loaded 2014 Jeep Patriot Latitude for just $139 a month. Check out the 2013 and 2014 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the 2014 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x4 Express Package with a 5.7-liter Hemi, tow hitch 20s, and more for as little as $169 a month. Only back-to-back Motor Trend Truck champion from Bonneville & Son, New Hampshire's #1 selling Chrysler dealer. Take exit 9S off I-93 Manchester.
4 generations, 1 passion, believe in Bonneville.
Online at BonnevilleandSon.com.
Nashua Wallpaper is a family-owned business that has been serving the community for over 65 years. They work with builders, businesses, architects, and homeowners. Nashua Wallpaper specializes in all types of paint and coatings, flooring, kitchens and counters, window treatments, and installations. Their experience, selection, and buying power have made them the leading and most competitive supplier of decorative products in New Hampshire. Find out more at NashuaPaint.com.
How many miles per gallon do you get from your work van? 8, maybe 15? Want to get 30 miles per gallon? Holloway Sprinter in Manchester has clean diesel 2014 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 2500 cargo vans that get an estimated 30 miles per gallon. Yes, a full-size cargo van at 30 miles per gallon. That's almost twice what you're probably getting now. That's serious savings in fuel. And even more value, the 2014 Sprinter gets an oil change every 15,000 miles. That's more time on the road, getting the job done. Holloway Sprinter has a fresh lineup of cargo vans, crew vans, passenger vans, and even minibuses. Stop in for a test drive today. Can't come to us? We'll come to you. Holloway Sprinter, 875 Gold Street in Manchester off South Willow, or online at nhsprinter.com. That's nhsprinter.com. Fuel economy based on 2,500 144 wheelbase cargo van at 50% low capacity at highway speeds. Results are based on SAE J1979 J1939 tests as conducted by Winter Park Engineering LLC. EPA based on fuel economy estimates are not required for vehicles with a gross vehicle weight rating of 8,500 pounds or greater. nhsprinter.com.
New Hampshire Steel Fabricators specializes in the design, fabrication, and installation of miscellaneous metal packages for the construction industry. Founded in 1981, the company is now recognized throughout New England as a leading supplier of custom architectural metalwork. All of their products are skillfully crafted to the highest industry standard of quality workmanship and competitively priced to maintain the bottom line. Call 603-668-3464 or visit nhsteelfab.com.
You're listening to Southern New Hampshire's home for the Boston Red Sox on ESPN New Hampshire. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Patriots lost to the Dolphins in their season opener yesterday, 33-20 your final score from Sun Life Stadium. The Patriots did lead 20-10 at the half, but then Tom Brady and the offense could not get anything going in the second.
We had a decent first half. I think we left some opportunities out there in the first half, and in the second half, just obviously annoying in the third quarter and led to a one-dimensional team in the fourth quarter. And we didn't make enough plays there, so I give them a lot of credit.
Patriots start the year 0-1. Every other AFC East team won, and that puts the Patriots in last place, sole possession for the first time since Tom Brady became the starter. In other NFL news, a video released this morning shows Ray Rice punching his fiancée in the face at Revel Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, knocking her unconscious. The NFL is claiming that up until this morning, they had not seen the video. Red Sox fell to the Jays yesterday at Fenway, 3-1 your final score. R.A. Dickey outdueled Ruby De La Rosa, who picked up the loss, falling to 4-6. Ruby yanked after 4 innings when he allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. Stephen Wright tossed 5 innings of scoreless relief. Sox are back at it tonight when they welcome in the Baltimore Orioles. Chris Kelly gets to start opposite Miguel Gonzalez. They'll get underway at 7:10. Catch the game right here on ESPN New Hampshire. I'm Christian Arcan. The Sports Center is brought to you by Peters of Nashua. For the lowest prices, period, it's Peters of Nashua. Visit them online at petersauto.com.
This is the sports station with granite roots. This is ESPN New Hampshire. Christian and King.
All right, we're back here on Christian and King. 603-883-9900 is your phone number. 883-9900. You can text in 50352.
The bobblehead.
I didn't touch him.
Bobblehead is sitting there looking at the speaker.
That was from over the weekend. I had nothing to do with it.
Goodness, those people.
I would not.
No respect. Who is in here on the weekends? Flara.
I would not disrupt the
No
bobblehead.
respect. For the
Sendall,
bobblehead.
Sendall for starters.
They take the bobblehead and they tuck it in behind.
Sendall was in here?
Oh, that's why. Now we know.
I bet you
why.
that bobblehead went in some gross places if Sendall was
I bet
here.
it was. If Sendall was here, I
Oh,
know
yeah,
it.
definitely. Probably took a little toilet tour.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Took a little swim.
Ah.
Like Tom in the pool, like at the Tom
At
Pound.
1 in the morning, he said he was swimming
Exactly.
around, floating.
Rich Flara is here because we got Notes from the Kingdom coming your way, and who better than to do that than a little assist from our boy Richie. Here it is, Notes from the Kingdom.
Message for you, son. King in the castle, king in the castle.
Notes from the Kingdom.
Well, we have the Prince. While you have the King, you have the Prince. Prince Flara. Friday Night Lights was a hit on the first night. A lot going on, a couple of surprises. The game that I was at, Salem, basically dominated South. It was 14-7 at halftime. And then what Salem did was they got South back on their heels a lot. They were able to control the line of scrimmage. Well, very similar to, not quite the same as the Patriots, but you win the line of scrimmage, you win the game. It's that easy, you know? And 35-14, they wore them down, you know? And Scott Knight was honest. He said, we just got to play better, you know? We didn't do a whole lot. And he said he would have to take a look at film and see where the breakdowns were. But Malik Lango, the South quarterback, never really able to get into an offensive flow as he was sacked 5 times in this game.
The game also featured our Friday Night Lights player of the night, quarterback John Sarantini, who had 3 touchdowns. I'm sure you can give more to his play.
Well, 2 of them were 3-yard passes. You know, you didn't have to throw the ball very far. You know, but they were wide open. His guys were wide open much of the night. Now, he had a pick. He did throw a pick, and South also almost had another pick, and that was dropped. But at the same time, Sarantani.
Are you implying, Tom, that maybe Sarantani shouldn't have gotten player of the game? Because that's what it sounds.
Well, I don't know
that's what I'm hearing over here.
No, I just think he did a good job.
I've worked with this guy a little bit. I'm thinking there's a little question in his voice.
He managed Salem. He
didn't.
Led them to a big upset victory.
I don't know what anybody else did.
Okay, that's true. You didn't.
But he was the player of that game.
He was the player of that game. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, he was.
I would have thought
impressive.
maybe somebody on Pinkerton would have got player of the game.
He was impressive.
TJ Urbanek was a big-time player for Pinkerton. They won 63-20 over Alvern. He had 4 touchdowns and an interception. But it was the level of competition. I feel like Nashua South is better than Alvern, and no one expected Salem to blow Nashua South out of the water that they did. So that kind of helped Sarantoni's stock as well.
Alvern getting blown out, by the way, the bobblehead definitely went in the toilet if that ball was there.
Oh, yeah,
no
that's true.
I know.
Well,
he doesn't react well to Alvern blowouts.
Well, this is what Alvern being where they are is what Karen Bonney was, concerned about.
Other scores and notes from across the Granite State on Friday. Exeter shut out Central 17-0 at Gill Stadium. Goffstown gave defending champs Concord all they could handle. That was a big-time matchup. It went down to the wire. It needed Robbie Law to pull out some heroics at the end. The score was 21-21. Then late in the fourth quarter, he hit Jalen Stone on a 40-yard touchdown pass to eventually let Concord prevail 27-21. My Merrimack Tomahawks annihilated Keene 35-0. Sophomore Justin Grassini had a couple of touchdowns, looking good in his sophomore campaign. The Portsmouth Clippers debuted in Division I with a victory over Spalding 26-14.
Forgot about that.
Stop for a second. Merrimack.
Yes, sir.
How improbable was that they get a shutout after all those defensive problems they had last year?
Well, they got a key cog to their defense back, Joey Giampetro.
Well, one guy should not make that big a difference.
He's the leader of the
in high
team.
school, it can.
He was the middle linebacker. He's the guy. And last year when he went down, he just they said that just deflated the defense. He was the vocal guy. He got him pumped up. You're right, Tom. One guy should not make that big of a difference.
One guy should not make that big a difference. And when I say big a difference, we're talking about 50-plus points allowed over an average.
Yeah, 600 yards to Josiah Wade
all the
on
way.
the ground.
Another
guy, though, Ian Roberts, who's now a junior, was a sophomore last year, is another year season. He's a big guy on the defensive line.
Yeah.
He's very athletic. He should provide something for him up front. But I think Merrimack's for real. There's no fluke in that. They look to come back this weekend. They have a big one with BG. Big rivalry game there. Other quick notes. Winnicott crushed over 55-0. Nashua North beat Timberlane 24-0. We already mentioned Pinkerton crushed Alvern 63-20. And, of course, Bedford beat Memorial 41-7. Londonderry, big surprise there, 28-6. Not that they won, but how they dominated with BG. I know, Tom, you know they had 2 huge injuries to their team.
They lose Hausman and Rivera.
And then Sauhegan beat Monadnock 27-20. Yeah, Hausman was my breakout star candidate at the beginning of the show.
That's the guy.
And I feel terrible because I feel like I jinxed the poor young man.
That's the guy because Travis Cody was talking about Jackson Hausman all summer or during the preseason.
Yeah,
and how good he looked and how much he had improved and bulked up and gotten bigger and everything else.
He was primed and ready to go. He's 6'1", 195-pound running back. He
Load.
was ready to absolutely have a dynamite season. But hopefully the news isn't as bad as has been speculated. guarding Jackson, so hopefully he can get back.
Yeah, they're thinking there might
soon.
be a bad knee injury, but they're not sure yet. It hasn't been examined yet.
So no big surprises, no major surprises.
Well,
this
Salem
week.
was a huge surprise.
Salem was a big surprise.
Goffstown giving Concord all they could handle in Concord was a huge surprise,
Yeah.
almost winning that game.
Yeah, that was big.
How about this? Robert Law, the quarterback for Concord, did not throw an interception at all last season in over 200 attempts. His first pass attempt of the season was picked off.
Wow.
That did not take long.
No.
Damn.
But he
Rick
got it out of
Flair,
the way.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my
nice
friends.
work. And
Thank you.
keep up the good work Fridays all season, and we'll be hearing
When's
a
the
lot
poll
more from
coming
you,
out?
Of course.
It'll be released tonight on the brand new Friday Night Lights Rewind show when we recap the weekend.
Awesome. I didn't even know we were doing that.
I didn't know that either.
Terrific.
What
All
time
right.
is that on?
Thanks,
6?
Rich. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
6 to 7, and then, of course, stay tuned for 7 to 8:30 as me and Nick have the Monday Night Football pregame show live from Boston Billiards, so come on down.
All right. Rich Flair, a busy man.
Look at this, huh?
603-883-9900 is your phone number. You just heard the high school updates. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Coach Mack from UNH Football as they get ready for their home opener against Lehigh this Saturday. Don't go anywhere. Christian and King, we'll be right back. Lots more to talk about here on ESPN New Hampshire. The High Street Farmhouse is New Hampshire's most desirable restaurant. Its quaint country setting makes you feel right at home, and all of their food is locally sourced, which makes the High Street Farmhouse truly your home away from home. With a diverse, hearty menu featuring gluten-free accommodation, food lovers better beware, because comfort food was never so surprising. So take a ride to Goffstown and enjoy one of New Hampshire's true gems. The High Street Farmhouse is located at 9 High Street in Goffstown, New Hampshire. Call and book a reservation now at 603-384-1990. That's 603-384-1990.
The fall driving season is here, and Sullivan Tire and Auto Service has just what you need. Announcing our spectacular September tire event. We've got something on sale for every vehicle and every budget. All Goodyear and Dunlop tires are 15% off. Get instant rebates on Bridgestone, Michelin, BF Goodrich, and General tires. On our Sullivan Value line of tires, buy 3 and get the 4th one free, or the 2nd for 50% off. Save even more with manufacturer mail-in rebates on many of today's top brands. See sullivantire.com.
Masa Hibachi, located at 1707 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire, directly across from the Mall of New Hampshire, is a new modern Asian restaurant with a diverse menu. Masa is a great place to enjoy one of their famous specialty martinis with a friend in their large, spacious lounge area. Dine with a small party or a large party in their state-of-the-art hibachi grill. Their sushi menu is incredible with so much to choose from. Take it from me, Jim Sensabella, my kids and I love it. And you and your family will love it too at the Masa Japanese Hibachi Grill. For reservations of parties of 5 or more, call 603